101.7, a few minutes to the hour of 10. It's the Started Up show with Bruce Lucas. My name is Bruce Lucas. No, I'm not Bruce Lucas. My name is Zubilin. Yeah. Bruce has not been around for some time. Bruce has to come back with either some CBN kind of cash or with a brand new baby. Something remarkable has to come from Bruce Lucas. Aitoro, please make sure he hears it. And this is coming from Moa. Okay, so I have joining me in the studio on today's edition, someone who is into the catering business. Her name is Esaba Precious Choma. Good morning.
Good morning.
Did I get the pronunciation?
Isiaba.
Esiaba. There's an I somewhere,
Yes.
and it's
After the
missing.
yes.
Okay. Anyway, we'll argue that one later. So catering is a business I'm a bit familiar with. It's a business I can even call it a lifestyle. You guys don't rest. You guys have a lot of issues with market people. First of all, that means you argue a lot now. That means you argue. Because sometimes you would think, as a man, you're a newbie in this thing. When you visit the market and see women arguing over tomatoes, they might be dragging just 50 naira. The argument might just be about 50 naira. Are you that kind of person?
Of course. Of course I am.
But you sound very tender. That means how do you have another alter ego when it's time to argue?
Of course. You definitely wear your market shoes and all of that.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Welcome. So,
Thank
what
you.
inspired you to specialize in outdoor catering?
Okay. It's a quite funny story actually. It started when I was in school. Although I come from a line of caterers.
Okay.
So I didn't want to take this path actually initially. So when I got into APSU, their food was terrible. My lodge mates will always complain and all of that. So they come to my room, they have a taste of my meals. They'll tell me, Precious, you definitely need to start cooking. Open up something. That was when I started making food packs in school and supplying to students there.
Okay.
So I didn't really want to take it as a passion. But after I graduated and all of that, I decided to go into it full time.
Okay.
So that's how it happened.
So, what types of outdoor events do you typically cater for?
Okay.
Or to?
Weddings, festivals, like we're looking at going for Bole Festival that is upcoming.
Okay.
Go for comedy shows as well.
Okay.
So anything. We also do cocktails and mocktail parties as well.
Okay.
So that's basically it.
When it comes to weddings, how do you guys manage? For example, obviously the reception is to kick off around 2, 1, 2, but the caterer has to be there early.
Yeah.
And you have to start cooking very early. So how do you manage so that the that bad smell doesn't come up around 2, 3 when they start eating? How do you manage it?
You know, different meals, different temperature to cook them. Let's take, for instance, fried rice. People say fried rice spoil a whole lot. So when you're making fried rice, you do a lot of stir frying, so that if it's in my catering school, they'll say, let it have this sound, like let it just be as if it's getting there. So when you're done cooking it, you line your coolers with aluminium foils, so that the rice itself won't touch the body of the cooler. So
there's a science behind it.
Yeah, there is. So it can stay as long as till whenever the reception is done, till when the bride and groom decide to take it home and heat it up.
What about the egusi soup? Egusi soup when they spoil quick. Small. How do you manage it?
There's a secret behind making egusi soup. When you're making egusi soup for occasions, you don't use onion. Onion make it spoil quick, so you don't use onion in making egusi soup for an occasion. So that's the secret behind long-lasting egusi soup.
We have learned one today. That's good. Okay. So let's talk about safety. Some people, somewhere in Singapore, a very big company had issues with 60 of their staff. They bought food from one of their vendor, and they all ended up in hospital. How do you manage food safety?
Okay. Basically, when making meals you're definitely making meals for different set of people. But one thing is sure, that is safety you just mentioned. So when you're making meals, you always ensure that your heads are covered. That is number one. You
Okay.
don't cook with your head open because your hair might just enter and is a problem.
Mm.
Also, you also use gloves. You use hand gloves. Then also, when sorting the goods from the market, you separate the raw goods from the thin ones so
Mm.
that there is contamination, so that it
Okay.
won't come in contact with each other. Then when you
Okay.
separate them, you steam. You also store very well.
Okay.
Proper storage is also another thing.
What if you're asked to come and some people want to see you fire the food while in their presence. Some people like
Yes, 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 yes,
you can
yes.
handle that too.
Yes, there are some clients that require you cook in the venue. So
Mm.
you go with your gas set and everything, and you prep your ingredients from your studio, from your house. Then
Okay.
when you get there, quickly you make the meals. Like all this curry, like goat meat curry, chicken curry sauce, you can make them there on ground as well. Like spaghetti bolognese and the rest of them. So you
Okay.
can make them there.
Okay. There's another aspect of this business of yours where they say the caterer doesn't smile and they're always very rude when it's time to
Ah,
share food. And then they do not give to the groom. If it's a wedding, they do not give to the groom's family. They only give to the bride's family and all that. How do you handle that politics? Because that one is politics.
okay. Yes, such a thing occur.
Mm.
When I started off this business, we actually had something like that, but we tried to find a way to handle it. We tell the bride and the groom,
Mm.
please assign someone to us.
Okay.
Once the person meets us, we give out what every meal that is on ground for the event, each cooler for the bride and the groom. Then also we ask the bride and the groom, how do you want this meal to be dispersed? There are some people that will say, bring out cooler for my in-law, bring out this one for this family.
Mm.
It's up to the bride and groom to tell
Okay.
us what to do.
Mm.
But we make sure that everyone in the event gets meal to eat and they are satisfied.
Mm. Do you
So
start
it's
serving from the high table or the low table?
okay. In every event, there's always these people that wear this axe me. There's always people that are always there to coordinate.
Mm.
If it's a high class event, they always have their event planners and their ushers. So they
Okay.
can also assist in directing us where to start from. So
Mm.
it's all up to the event. It's all
Okay.
up to the organizers and all of that. So it's all up
Okay.
to them.
That's good to know. So on the average, as a caterer for outdoor events, what do you charge per person for your outdoor
Okay.
services?
The budget of the meals is
Mm.
dependent on the planning and the budget.
So if you're cooking for 100 persons and it's fried rice and pepper soup.
Okay, how we cost these meals is
Mm.
depending on what you negotiate with your client.
Okay.
Okay, let's take for instance, a client will come meet me and say, I have so budget and I want to work with this budget.
Okay.
You break it down, you cost it. Although economy is not affecting the whole thing,
Mm.
but on a normal rate, we do from 2,000 and above
Per
per
plate,
person.
per person.
Yes. So
One meal or two.
one meal,
Okay.
2,000 per plate, and our meals are basic starter. We have starter packs, we have the main meal, and we also have appetizers. So
Okay.
it's dependent on the client.
All
like I
that
said.
in the 2K.
Yes.
Okay. That's
So-
minus water, yeah?
Minus water. No, we don't do water. So we have starter from 2,000 to 5. We just break it down so that everyone can get to it. From 2,000, you have your jollof rice, your fried rice with salad and beef. From 3,500, you have your jollof rice, your fried rice, your salad, and a big whole chicken. So it's dependent on the whole thing is on the client. Is on the client.
Okay, that's good. So on the maximum and minimum, how many number of guests, clients per program can you accommodate?
2,000.
2,000.
Yes.
Okay.
We've done 2,000. 2,000 in the sense, and it's 2 events on that day. So I split up my workers. They go to this side, we do this one. So
Do you handle cakes or just cooking for
just cake slices only.
cake slices?
Yes, and parfait. Cake parfait.
What's the
and
difference
cake
between a
slices.
proper cake and cake slices?
Okay, a proper cake is cake covered with fondant or buttercream.
Okay.
But cake slices is just a plain cake.
Okay.
Red velvet, chocolate cakes, vanilla cakes, just plain.
Okay. Not those fancy ones that have Queen Elizabeth on top and all.
Oh
King
yes,
Charles.
yeah.
Okay. I get it. So how do you transport your food and how do you store them for outdoor events?
Okay. Um, we use our buses. Let's just say, for instance, we go to fab locations as well. Let's take, for instance, we're leaving Port Harcourt to somewhere like Owerri,
Mm.
and we have an event. Mostly, I do my cooking in Port Harcourt.
Mm.
Yes, we wake up very early. Before 7 o'clock, we are already on the road.
Mm.
So we use thermal coolers.
Okay.
Yes, very good, high, good, great quality coolers. Not
Okay.
all those our coolers that they sell for cheap. There's these coolers that have these rollers. They are
Okay.
very good. They're solid. So when you're transporting them, like I said, you line the coolers with your foil paper and you pack your food. You load it behind the bus, the boot of the car,
Mm.
then you're good. When you get to the event ground, we have chefing dishes and we
Okay.
use candles. There's
Okay.
this candle that we put under the chefing dish. We light
Okay.
it up, we heat up the food, then we're
Okay.
good to go.
Mm. Okay, that's good to know. So how do you handle waste and cleanup and angry clients?
Angry clients. I don't know. I can't remember having any angry clients. They always give me good
That's
feedbacks.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Which church do you attend? I need to know because
Dominion City. I
okay.
attend Dominion City OG.
I,
Okay. How I handle waste. When you come to my stand where I cater for food and all of that, you won't see any food, any dirt on the floor. We
okay.
always go with our waste bags. Once we're serving,
Hmm.
and mostly if I don't even get plates that are filled with food. It only comes back empty. So let's just say, for instance, we have some clients that didn't finish up.
Hmm.
Just use the waste bag, you dispose the rest, you clean up immediately, and that's it.
So how do you handle the stress of the maybe many nights and how do you balance your life with that?
Balancing.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. It's tough because mostly from end of month, it's usually very busy,
Mm.
like very, very busy. But I still try to find a balance. But definitely, sleep
Mm.
is not something like me. If I have a client's job that is coming up, I will be restless until I deliver.
Mm.
So
So how do you manage it?
how do I manage? I try to manage it anyhow with the strength of God in me, with
Okay.
His help and all of that. You just try as much as possible to prep your ingredients on time, go to the market on time, get everything ready, and you just use the little time you have to get some rest. That's just basically it. Nothing serious.
Okay. We're rounding off now. How profitable is the catering business?
I would say before this whole economy and everything, it
Mm.
was very, very profitable. Catering business is a very broad business. You
Mm.
can go into any aspect. We have cooking, we have parfait, we have cake parfait, we have cocktails, mocktails. So it's very broad.
Mm.
So it's very, very profitable. Just very profitable if you meet the right clients.
So
If you
with
meet the
this
right clients.
new environment, economic regime is a bit more, your profit margin has reduced.
Yes.
Okay.
So right now we prefer the clients buy their ingredients, then we come do the cooking. Because some
Ah,
clients now, when you call the price of things in the market, they'll be as if you're ripping them off. So
okay.
get your things, you pay me my service charge, I and my team will come work for you. That's it.
Okay. You come with your plates and everything.
My plates, my gas, everything. Just pay me
Okay.
my money. Get your ingredients ready. I'll give you the list of ingredients to get. Then when I come, I do the cooking, serve your guests, make sure that everyone is comfortable. Then
Okay.
that's it.
That solves a lot of problems. And lastly, what message do you have for anyone who's aspiring to be a caterer?
Okay. Not just being a caterer. What aspect of catering do you want to go to?
Okay.
because you have to sit down, you have to think about it. When I started off, I did not really know that this is going to be something I'm going to be doing.
Mm.
As a graduate of biotechnology, you want to go do 9 to 5 and all of that.
Mm.
But I just found the passion in it because when I was growing up, I would see my mom. She would be cooking for her clients, she'll be supplying to UBA banks and all of that in Aba. So I just said, I want to do this thing. The next thing is to ask yourself, are you sure you want to do this? Do you have the passion to do it? Then you look for a culinary school, a good one. And I also recommend one, Tico's Kitchen. That's where I went to. So you look for a good culinary school, you go there, you focus on the one you want to, intercontinental, continental dishes, mocktail, cocktails, anything at all. Just calm down, put your head down. It's not an easy journey. It's not. To build client base is very difficult, but you will get there someday. Just aspire and
Mm.
move into it. You'll get there.
Nigeria, not just Aspire Maguire. How can we find you on social media?
Okay. On Instagram, I'm chef dash fresh dash cooks.
Underscore or dash?
Dash
Okay.
dash fresh cooks. Then on TikTok, chef fresh dots golden spoon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.